Hello everyone, this is Faiz Noman. So today we are going to discuss about resume and CV. What is resume? Resume word comes from Old French, which means summary. And CV curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae comes from Latin language. It means course of life. Resume is summary of your life. You write specific things in resume, and CV you write detailed document all the things in CV. And resume can be changed by job description, and CV is constant.
Okay, so these are two official documents that we have. Now, why do we need these documents? Would you like to tell us?
Why do we need it? Basically, I'm Mohammad Raj, and today I'm going to tell you why do we need it, like resume. Resume, if you are going to take admission in college, like I don't know how to write something like this, but I think if you need to get admission in college or a job or a scholarship mainly, you should need a well-written resume that can get out you from the competition, and you can easily increase your knowledge and get what you want, a job, a scholarship, a college admission, that's all.
Okay, it shouldn't get us out of the competition.
Out of the
No, it shouldn't. It should help us win that scholarship or admission. Okay, we don't want to get out of the university. We want to get into the university.
Out of the competition.
Okay, so far we understood that a resume is a old French word which means summary, and CV curriculum vitae, which is a Latin word, it means course of life. And these two documents we need for applying to universities, for getting admissions, and we also need it for jobs. Okay, so now what is the difference between these two things?
Okay, so as I am Shivam Kumar, and I will tell you the difference between resume and CV. So resume consists of 1 to 2 pages, usually one page. If you are undergraduate, so you will write all things in one page, and if you are not undergraduate, if you have graduated school, so there will be many skills and qualifications and work experience. So you will write it in 2 pages, and we write it in bullet pages. The resume we write it in
bullet form.
points, and
Yes.
now we will talk about CV. CV is
So before we move on, let's revise the difference. So difference is that the resume is short, it's concise. Usually it is 1 page or maximum 2 pages. Okay, and it is about specific things like whatever a job or whatever admission university you are applying to, you have to align your work or your items that you have, your things that you will have on your resume according to that thing. Okay, so that's why you have to keep it very specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resume is specific, and in CV we write a detail from our academic experience, all academic experience, and CV is driven from Latin word which means course of life. So we write all the things in a detailed form, and after graduation we write experience and our whole academic our skills and curriculum that we have achieved in our academic life and qualifications.
Okay, so curriculum vitae has to be, needs to be, can be more than 2 pages, right?
Yeah.
And in it we write in detail, okay, whatever we have done or whatever degrees or things we have.
And
Okay.
compared to that, we write a resume in bullet forms and in a short way.
Okay, now how do we write it? What is the order? Is it chronological or reverse chronological?
It's a reverse chronological order. In a CV, we write it in reverse.
Okay, what does it mean, reverse chronological order?
It means that we are writing chronological order. It means that what we have done recently, this is chronological order. And in reverse chronological order, we write that what we have done firstly, and then after we write everything then at this time currently.
Okay, so chronological is sequence, meaning what you do from the beginning, but you don't write this chronological order. You write in reverse chronological. So you go from the end to the beginning. Okay, so for example, if I am writing my experience in the resume, then I would start with my current job. Okay, I have worked at Zabas at Community College Khairpur. I am not going to write that first. I would start with the current job that I am doing. That is reverse chronological order. Okay, anything else? Okay, now we are moving and moving to composing one. Okay, so now we are gonna go and learn how we can compose an impressive resume. But before we do that, let me tell you something about resume, which do's and don'ts of the resume, which means that what you should do, what you should write in your resume, and what you shouldn't. Now, in olden days, still it happens, it is a format of many countries, especially in Pakistan you would see, or India you would see that people post their pictures. Okay, so I'll say do's and don'ts. And what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Now this is a picture, okay? Many people still have pictures on their resumes. It's not a good resume. It's not a good thing to add your picture in your resume. If any university would want your picture, they would ask you, okay? Or they'll have a video call interview with you or something. So adding pictures in North American style format is not necessary. It's not good. It's not needed. Okay, so don't add your pictures. Now another thing. Now this is not prohibited or it's not needed, but many people write. But I don't prefer personally. What I don't prefer? Summary. Okay, many people write summary or objective statement. Objective statement. What is summary or what is objective? Now, for example, imagine this is a document, and here on the top you are writing your name. It means that this is Rizwan Ahmed's resume. Okay, maybe you can mention the word resume in your header. Header is at the top. Okay, in your MS Word document. Now you would write your email here. This is your name, and you would write your email, phone, or if you want to write address, you can also put your address there. Okay, address is also needed. You can add your address, okay, and then you can also write your email and your phone number, okay, or your cell number. Now, after you do these things, then many people write their summary. Okay, it is a statement. Okay, it's a 2-3 lines paragraph. You can call it a paragraph. Many people add this. In this they tell who I am. Okay, or what I want. They tell, for example, if I say lecturer in English, experienced lecturer in English with 3 books published, something like this. I would write looking for an opportunity to work in an organization where I can utilize my skills and knowledge. Right? This is a summary. Many people write according to their own personality, career, according to their experience, a summary of themselves. But I don't recommend writing a summary. Here many people write objective statement. They write the word objective. Okay, what is an objective statement? In objective statement, it is also again a kind of summary of the person. They want to just tell who they are and what they want, what's their purpose, what's their object, what they are looking for. But I don't recommend this either. Why? For example, I don't want this, and why I don't want it? Already we learned that resume is concise. It's very short, right? You have less space. For example, if I add my objective statement or summary, it occupies my space. Okay? It occupies my space. Now the same thing I would write later on. For example, if I talk about my books, if I talk about my teaching experience which I wrote here, which I talked about here, then what is the need of this thing? Okay? What is the need of this thing? It's just occupying my space. So what I would do, I would write something else here which I haven't written anywhere else in my resume. For example, if I write, replace this thing, if I write here, writing interests and themes. For example, if I, because I am a writer and for example, I am applying for any university or scholarship for any writing career or any job which is for writing career, then I might add something new here. For example, I might say, writing interests. Okay, this is the title and this is the section. I can underline it. Okay, and then I write here genres, for example. I don't know what is the spelling of genre. Do you know? Is it correct?
No.
Yes.
NRE.
GEN
RE.
RE, alright, genres, okay, and then I can also write here themes. So here I can write what genres I write. Is it fiction? Is it creative non-fiction? What kind of things I write about? Do I write for young adults? Do I write for what I write? So this is something new about me.
Yes, sir.
So my admissions committee or the employer would understand more about me from these things than just giving a summary. Okay, are you getting what I said? Why I don't want to have a summary and objective statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is summary, already you talk about those things. But I would prefer not to write this, but if you want, you can keep it, your summary, okay? Many people do this, okay? Summary or objective statement, they have it. So it's your own preference, okay?
Yes.
But in my case, I haven't written summary on my resume, okay? So what else? Now, for example, many people talk about things which do not align with the university or with the job, with the admission they are applying to. So you don't have to list everything. So this other thing that you don't have to write each and everything that you have done in your life. Okay, align it. Okay, so bring those things which match, okay, which align with your admissions, okay, with your wherever you are applying. So these are some of the do's and don'ts. Along the way when we compose, I will tell you some more. So now that you know that how we start, we write our name at the top, then we write our address, email and phone. Now if you have here what you should do here, okay, another important thing. Now don't write any email which is of Gmail or something, because Gmail is so common, okay? Gmail is so common. Here if you have your work, okay, if you have your work email, for example, I have two emails, rizwanahmednaiman@gmail.com, another rizwanahmednaiman@ipscc.edu.pk. Now which one is better for me? My work email, okay, my school email, because any employer, any admissions committee, scholarships committee, they would see this email, they would develop more trust in me. They would say that, yeah, this person is working, he has his work email, okay, of the same school which he has mentioned here, okay. This one @ipscc.edu.pk. IPSCC meaning IPA Community College, okay, ipscc.edu, edu meaning education, .pk, pk meaning Pakistan. So this person is working in IB Community College in education in Pakistan. So it develops interest. So do this. Don't write your Gmail. What you have to write? Write your professional work email. What?
Professional work.
Now you might say you don't have one, right? You might say you don't have one. But usually wherever you are studying, for example in undergraduate or graduate, those schools provide this email to the students, okay? So you can maybe ask your schools, okay, to give you this if you don't have one. So these are some do's and don'ts. Now after I have written this thing, what is a section? So in resume we have different sections. Now it is up to you how you start, but because you undergraduate, I would start with, for example, if I have experience in education, then I can start with my education. Okay. So now I would write here what is my education. Okay, I would write, for example, in bullet points. Okay. Okay, Masters of Education. Then I can write here from where I have got this. For example, I can put this sign. Okay. And I would write Shah Abdul Latif University, Khairpur. Okay, I can also add the year. Okay, so here I would just say university, and then I would add the year. Okay, add the year. So I have started with my latest degree. What is my latest degree? Masters of Education from Shah Abdul Latif University in 2018. Okay, in 2018 I have done this. Now, if I have another degree, I would list it here. For example, I would say MA English. I would also write here that I have done it in literature. Okay, MA English, literature. Then I would write my university again. Here, I have just written the word university, but in real resume, I have written the name of the university. Okay, so for example, if you have done it from Sindh University, University of Sindh Jamshoro, then you would mention it, and then you would mention the year. Okay, I finished this in 2014. So this is my 18, this is my 14. So this is reverse chronological order. Earlier we talked about. Okay, so here again I would mention my year. So once I am done with my education section, then I would create my experience section. Okay. So I would write experience, and then in bullet points I would take, for example, I would say lecturer in English. I would take where, lecturer in English. I can write here where, IBA Community College, Khairpur. Now again I would tell from what year to what year I finished it. For example, I would say here 2016 to 2022. Okay. So here I mentioned from what year I started and when I finished my work there. Okay. If I have another one, I would again write here. Okay. So start with the current one. In real life, I would here add my IB public school experience. Okay, this is just an example. So this is how you would add more sections. Later on, we will add some more sections. So in the last class, we left at experience. Okay, when we start writing your experience in resume. So let's pick from there. So for example, when you are creating the section of experience, how you would write that experience section. For example, if I create a bullet point and I say lecturer in English, I will tell where. For example, I'll say IB Community College, Khairpur. Let me remove this maybe so that I can properly tell you. Okay, because there is a little text written, I will use the space here. But on the computer, on the page, if there is a space, you can continue. So I will say IB Community College Khairpur. I will write full form, but for your example, I am just writing the short form IBA CCK KHP. Okay, meaning IB Community College Khairpur. And then I will also write the year. From what year I started my this lecturer job and up to what year I continued. So for example here I can write from 2016 to 2022. Now when I list this, okay, when I mention that my job experience is that I have worked as an English lecturer at IB Community College Khairpur from 2016 to 2022. Okay. Now I can't move, or if you move and write another experience, like you say lecturer in English examinist from this year to that year, it's not a good style. It would be just listing. We call it listing. You can't throw information, you can't throw list on the page. Admissions committee, your employers want to know what was your job description, what did you do in that role. So now we have to mention some of our job description works that we had to do in this role, in this job. So for example, we call it competencies. What? Competencies. Now I have this bullet point. Now I can leave a little space and start from here. Okay? So that it feels that this section belongs to this section. It is part of this thing. So for example, now what did I do? There is a lecture. For example, I will start with the action word. Taught. Okay, taught. Why I am using the word taught, not teach? Because I am currently not working there. Let me start with the current work because we follow reverse chronological order. So let's say lecturer in English at IUP Public School. Okay? Because this is my current job, and here I started from 2022 to present. I'm recording the board.
Yeah.
Okay, the board should be seen. Okay, so lecturer in English at IUP Public School from 2022 to present. This is reverse chronological order, as we already talked about it. A recent, our most up-to-date recent job we have first write. So when I say this is my current job, because I mentioned the word here, present. Now I don't have to use the past tense here. I will use the past tense for my other job experiences that I worked in the past. So here, now what I would write in competencies, what do I do here in this role? I teach, for example, teach college level students of Aga Khan board. I can continue writing. Okay, this is my competency. What other things I did? For example, I say prepare students. Prepare. We call it competencies. Now competencies start with the action word. For example, if I say prepare students for competitions, help them with scripts and speech delivery. Okay. For example, next I can write something else. For example, if I say conduct pedagogical teaching sessions for faculty to improve education quality. Now when I mention these competencies, look at this space. I have not started from here. Why I have not started from here? Because this is part of this thing. So when the admissions committee or when my employer would see and read these competencies, they will know more about me. It is not just listing of experience. I am telling more about me. Okay? So whenever you are creating any section, try to write your competencies. Okay? Start with action word. Okay? Now after experience, after education and experience, now whatever you write, it is your personal. If you are writing about your courses that you have done, okay, write. And then also write a little short description like this. What did you do? What did you learn? If you are writing skills, okay, then also write a little short description. Okay. So whatever sections you have there, they are personal according to your profile, according to your experiences, according to your education. You would list them personally. Okay. So in a coming lecture, we would pick up the last section, which is references. Okay, what do we write in references? And the other sections that we have already talked, that now you would write your, you can also add your hobbies section. So it should be sections. It is a block of information. You should see block of information. Lastly, someone asked me, sir, what do we write in references? So we will pick this up in our next class.